Hi, today we're going to talk about percent increase and percent decrease. So, for example, if I go to the store and I notice that, hey, there's a jacket that I really like, and this jacket is normally $75, but it's on sale. It's only actually $50 right now. Okay, so that's the context of the problem. There are many questions that could be asked, but one question that could be asked is, what is the percent of decrease? That's the same thing as saying, how much is this off? Like, what percent is this decreased from the price? So there are actually multiple ways to solve this. I'm going to show you two. The first way is using what is called the percent increase or decrease formula, where we take our new price, subtract it from the old price, and divide it by the old price. So our new price is only $50 minus the old price, which is $75, all divided by the old price, which is again $75. Then if I take my calculator, I'm going to type it just like I'm actually even, I don't know if you can see, I'm even typing a fraction line. Nope, you can't see it. But I did. 50 minus 75 all over 75. And I'm going to turn that into a percent. Well, mine was negative 33.3%. Now, the negative means it's a decrease. It went down 33%. If it had been positive, that means the price would have increased by 33%. So you have to be very careful of that. You have to read the question carefully to determine if it wants you to put the negative or not. Usually you would not. Usually you would just say 33.3 repeating percent decrease. Okay, and that would be your answer. Decrease we know because it's minus. We also know because it started bigger and it got smaller. Okay, but read the question carefully to know if you should put the negative in front or not. Remember, I told you I was going to tell you two ways. That was one way. The second way is by using our percent formula that we use all the time for taxes, for commissions, for markups, for sales, everything like that. The percent of a total or original, well, that's not how you spell total. Total or original is the part or the new. Okay, well, our goal is to figure out the percent, so we don't know what it is. I'm just going to call that N, just because I like to use the letter N sometimes. Of means times. I do know the original price. The original price was $75. Is means equals the part / new. The new price is 50. Now it's just an equation, divide by 75 on both sides. And now this is why this one is tricky. Our answer is N equals 66.6 repeating percent. But wait a minute, over here we got 33.3 repeating percent. Why are they different? That is because this was the amount of decrease. This is the answer that we are looking for. This is your final answer. This was the amount of decrease, whereas this is the final amount. Well, the final amount is we have 66.6 repeating percent is the amount of our shirt, our jacket, I apologize. But that's not our final answer. We then have to do 100 minus 66.6 repeating percent, just minus 66.6 repeating. And that's going to tell us that, hey, the discount was 33.3 repeating percent. So those are two strategies. Here's our first one, and here's our second one. The problem with the first one is that this is something new you have to memorize. New minus old, all divided by the old. Other than that, it's awesome because it gives you the answer. The problem with the second one is that if you solve this, then you have to remember, oh, that's not actually the answer. I have to do one more step and do 100 minus that to get my final answer. But it's kind of nice because we use this all the time. Let me show you one more example. So that one was an example of like a sale. A shirt was on sale. Let's talk about a markup. So let's say that Costco is selling a couch. And Costco paid wholesale price $300 for the couch. But they are selling it to you, or to me, or to whoever's buying it, for $575. And our question is, well, by how much percent did they increase the price? Which we would call our percent increase or our percent. So I'm going to start with that formula. New minus old, all divided by the old one. And I love this formula. I use this all the time because it's going to give me the actual answer of my percent increase or decrease. So the new one is 575 minus the old one is 300, all divided by 300. And I'm just going to type it in my calculator. Just like that, I'm literally typing fraction. And then in the top of my fraction, 575 minus 300. And in the bottom of my fraction, 300. When I click enter, it gives me a fraction. I'm going to change that into a percent. And that says that, hey, I'm going to round it to a whole percent. The markup was 92%. So Costco marked the price up 92%. So that was our first strategy. That's my favorite. I would totally use that whenever we're talking about, here, I'll even type it out right here. Percent increase or decrease. Okay, that's the one I would use. But if you're having a hard time remembering something new and you just want to always use that percent formula, that's fine too. So we have some unknown percent. Maybe we'll call it P for our unknown percent. Times the original number, which was 300, equals the new number, which is 575. Then we divide 300 on both sides. And P equals, I'm going to use that to my calculator, 575 divided by 300. That's going to equal 1.92, which I changed to a decimal, is 192%. But wait a minute, we did not get the same thing. Well, remember I told you this is the correct answer. This formula gives you the correct answer. But if we're using this strategy, we have to do one more step. And that last step is we have to do 100 minus, well, I was actually going to do 100 minus 192, but I realized that that's wrong because this number is bigger than 100. So we have to do 192 minus 100 to see what's left over, and that would be 92%. So again, this strategy takes an extra step, but then you don't have to memorize anything new. This strategy, you have to memorize something new, but it gives you the answer. Also, I didn't point out, this was a positive 92%, which means it was an increase. That's a percent increase. So that is percent increase and decrease.